Well, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm showing up after a very long time, but nonetheless, I am very happy to be back here and talking to you guys. So today's video is a comprehensive guide to my journey. So I keep getting a lot of DMs wherein people ask me what was my journey like and what are some of the things that I did, what worked for me and what didn't. So I thought I'll make this video for them and for people who are just beginning and just starting out the design journey. So I thought I'll share what worked for me, what you should do and what you can keep in mind to score better. Before getting into the tips and my experience part of this video, I thought we should start by dividing our entrance preparation journey into these 5 major phases. So the first phase is the one where you start the application process. So in this period, you just like kind of trying to analyze what your interests are and according to that interests and strengths you have, what kind of design colleges offer you the best courses. So a lot of people in this stage have the strategy that they apply to like 10 to 15 colleges, but I am of the opinion that you would like to conserve your energy and time a bit and give all the colleges that you select and go for a very good shot. All of them have different patterns and probably want to study them a bit more, and you are going for 10 to 15 patterns, you won't necessarily have the time and energy to do that. So I'd suggest narrowing it down, but yeah, as we go ahead, we'll discuss more about this. Next phase is the pre-exam prep time. So you would have 2 years in best case scenario, 1 year or a few months actually. But you don't need to worry about it because I've seen a lot of people who just prepared for a few months but still they were able to achieve an amazing rank. Next comes a very stressful phase, which is just 1 month before the examination. One does need a good strategy in place so that they can optimize their time and energy and make the most out of whatever time is left. Going ahead, if you go through all these phases successfully, you enter the situation test / studio test kind of phase, which is about material handling and fast design thinking. I would say this doesn't feel like work at all. I feel it's lots of fun and a lot of experimentation that you can do with materials. And yeah, if you have like a few ideas in place and you have a few strategies in place, this is the most fun part in the entire journey according to me. So the last one is portfolio interview phase. Not a lot of people have to go through it because it really depends on what kind of design colleges they go for and what kind of design entrance process that particular college has. Now that we have discussed the phases that any design aspirant will go through, we'll dive deeper into each one of these phases and see and discuss what are some of the best practices that we can adopt to make the most out of every phase. Starting with the application phase. Apply to NID, UCEED and NIFT. These 3 design goals when it comes to design education in India without fail. I don't care if you're like, I don't like fashion, that is why I don't want to go into NIFT. I am not into hardcore design, that is why I don't want to go to NID. Or UCEED might be too technical for me. Don't think about all these things right now. As design students, as individuals, we start getting exposure to numerous new things as we begin our design education journey. And when we are on that journey, our interests tend to change. A lot of things at this stage you don't know about yourself and what you like. This is not the point where you decide that which college is the best for me. All 3 of them are design colleges in the end. I never really studied for NIFT specifically. I was mostly focusing on NID, UCEED, but it turns out NIFT really worked out for me. I'm so happy to have met so many amazing people who are interested in design and art and the amazing exposure that I got because of that. So I'll urge you all to apply for all 3 of these. Take my advice as a good brother of yours who only wishes good things for you, and please apply to all 3 of them. If you are planning to apply to any of the private colleges for many reasons, like friends are going there, you like the campus, you like the faculty, you like the way they teach, reasons can be many, but if you are, I'd say that you narrow it down to 2 to 3 private colleges because from my personal opinion, I've seen a lot of people apply to 10 to 15 colleges apart from NID, NIFT and UCEED, and it is pretty exhausting actually. Even if you are, probably it could be for reasons such as you just want to get a hang of what a design examination feels like. But other than that, if you're really considering any of the private colleges seriously, I'd say you need to go through the exam patterns a bit because there are some nuances when it comes to any of these papers, and you want to kind of go through their past papers, study them a bit in order to feel a bit confident. This design entrance preparation journey is kind of exhausting and it's pretty taxing in terms of the energy and time you have to spend. So in case you're planning to apply to additional colleges, I'd say narrow it down so that you have like a more relaxed time and you can give good amount and good quality time into preparing for any of these colleges that you plan to get into. So now that the application process is done, we are getting to the real long phase, that is the pre-examination phase. So starting with the first point, start this phase by solving past year question papers. Now, a lot of people wouldn't ask you to do this, but in my opinion, this is the most important thing that you should do, and this is how everyone should start their journey, because nothing else, please mark my words on it, nothing else is going to give you more clarity than doing this. I, like a stupid person, I was pretty dumb. I kept thinking, and all tend to think in this way, that I'm not prepared enough. Probably I'll solve a bit of creative assignments, I'll solve a bit of analytical, logical reasoning assignments, and then probably I'll be better and I'll be in a position to sit down and attempt all these past question papers. But don't fall into this trap. I solved these question papers like a month before my actual examination, and the clarity that I felt, I didn't feel that clarity for all these 2 years that I was preparing for. I was in like 3 coaching classes, but the clarity that this thing gave me, the understanding that I had of my strengths and of my weaknesses after solving that, was uncomparable. So I'd say leave everything aside and start this very important phase by doing this. This whole journey of being a design aspirant thing can be a very lonely, tiring, and a very long one. And in this journey, it is important that you have people who are walking with you in this journey. There are a lot of benefits to this. First of all, you have someone to talk to. There's like genuine curiosity. There is like you keep wondering, what this whole exam is all about, and you have a million questions, and you need someone you can candidly talk about. You guys are going through the same phases. A lot of people are doing this preparation along with their colleges, so you have someone you can relate to. You stay updated in terms of any kind of changes that are happening in the design pattern. You can compare preparation styles, and you just get to have a lot of information, and it is very important that there is some kind of companionship going on. So if you are someone who has joined a coaching class already, this comes pretty easy to do, because there are a lot of other people in the class, and you connect with 1 or 2 people out of that, and that becomes easy. But if you're someone who is preparing alone, it is all the more important that you find people who are preparing with you. There are some ways to do that. There are a lot of pages online, a lot of Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, which have a lot of design aspirants in it, and these pages are pretty active, and you can access them through. So a lot of YouTubers which do talk about preparing for design entrance test, they have made these groups across Facebook and WhatsApp. And once you enter one group, people redirect you, people send you more links to new groups that are being formed. Sometimes they are specific to UCEED, NID, NIFT, or it can be general as well. So you can join any of these groups according to the interest that you have. But I would urge all of you to find at least one person along with you who is in this journey. I feel personally, I believe, whenever it comes to the design and creative side of the paper, things tend to get a bit subjective at times, and it gets all your calculations wrong. Because so many times it has happened to me, at least in my case, that I came out of the examination all thinking, wow, I did a very good job in the creative part or the design part. I solved the questions pretty interestingly. But when the results came in, it looked and said otherwise, right? But with general aptitude test, I feel there is no part of subjectivity. If you have selected the right answer, you get full marks, and there are no ifs and buts about it, right? So I'd say that the general aptitude part of the paper is more of the side on which you can rely on, and you can score a lot more, and that part can give you really solid marks. So if I suggest and I'll urge you all to give at least a good amount of time to the general aptitude part as well, if not equal, and start it from the very beginning, because at times it happens that we start with design aptitude part of things and we solve a lot of questions of that kind, but we tend to get to the general aptitude part and preparing for that a bit late. So I'd suggest please try and avoid that. It might happen that you come home every day and you feel a sense of defeat. After a day filled with your college studies and coaching classes, you still feel that you didn't do enough, you didn't push yourself enough. And trust me, this feeling is here to stay for a while, and you just have to start getting a bit comfortable. A lot of hard work and just being at it is not going to guarantee you a seat in your dream college. What did I do? I optimized my entire 2 years in a way that I would be able to give the most time for this design entrance test. Did that give me a seat in NID? It did. Not at all. And not that I'm unhappy with what happened, but what I want to say here is these 2 years or like 1 year that you would prepare, your life would go on to, and you need to make sure that you're having fun as well at the same time, because these 2 years of your like really youth wouldn't be coming back, and at times you just need to let go of a few things and just chill a bit out. So I'd say I didn't go easy on myself. I wish I could have, but I can tell you guys that. So make sure that you're giving enough breaks to yourself too, and kind of like refueling creatively. So it might happen that you're someone who is amazing at design thinking skills, you're a great problem solver, you have really amazing solutions to things, and you might use those skills of yours and give really interesting solutions in the design examination paper. But if you're not able to present them in a way that the other person can understand it, it would be of no use. Everyone likes a very crafted and curated experience, right? In the same way, everyone, even though people would say that they focus more on the design and it has nothing to do with how beautiful it looks, I personally believe that if you present it in a very nice, interesting way, with good colors, good shading, a good understanding of proportions, it gives you more brownie points, So I'd say spend some more time. I mean, of course, spend time solving design thinking questions, but apart from that, it would be very beneficial if you spend some time really strengthening your isometric drawings, human figures, perspectives, etc. to give your design solutions a bit of an edge when it comes to how you present it. So I would also like to suggest some very additional and important resources that would be very helpful to you guys. The first one being Manorama book. This book is published and you will get access to it a few months before and after the previous. This is an amazing resource and an amazing go-to book when it comes to a compilation of all the current affairs that have happened in the previous year, general knowledge related to India and even up to the world to some extent. This book is also referred to people who are preparing for UPSC, so it is a very good one, and I feel this is like a go-to and a must-have in your design preparation. Other than that, there is also this website called indiamix.com. I will try and link both the Manorama book and indiamix.com in the video as well as the description. You can go ahead and check it out. So this website is amazing. It has a lot of quizzes and test sets when it comes to the analytical and logical part and English comprehension. You just name it, you have it, and they also give you answers whenever you attempt that. So that is a good thing as well. And I believe that they also give you some sort of explanation. So you don't just have the answer, but you know how they derive to it, and you can cross-check your approach with theirs. So I think that's an amazing resource. And other than that, they also have like an everyday GK quiz, an everyday current affair quiz. If you don't want to leave any stone unturned, I'd say go ahead and take part in their everyday quiz as well. And I think these two resources would really fuel your preparation journey. So getting on to the next phase, it's one of the most dreaded phases of this whole journey, and that is pre-examination phase. So in this phase, this phase starts a month before the examination, and your head starts spiraling a week before you're going crazy, and a day before you really need help. The first best thing you can do is have your smart notes. Now, what are smart notes? So whenever throughout the year you're preparing for this design entrance test, and you come across a lot of current affairs related things, general knowledge related things, formulas, or any important English comprehension words you come across, you can, or everything that you think have a very high chance of coming in the examination, you can mark it down into a separate document called Smart Notes. So this document you have to glance through and keep reading throughout the entire month. This gives you a bit of confidence as to you have been going through all the important stuff right before examination, and you feel ready. At least it gives you that feeling. And for the people who are very stressed out like me, you can even bring them to the examination hall and keep reading them even a minute before the examination starts. Second but very important point is we all need to chill the F out. Now I know I'm probably not the right person to say this because I'm someone who gets stressed all the while and all the time, but I think we all keep this design examinations on a very high pedestal, and it's kind of understandable because we prepare for it for years, and this examination day feels like a judgment day that will decide our fate if we are good designers or bad designers. But let me tell you, a particular design examination of a particular college won't decide that. There are numerous ways in which you can enter design and find a career here. Now I know it's not so easy for a lot of us, and there is family pressure and family is not willing to give them a lot of chances, but I'd say even if your family is not, life would give you a lot of chances, and you can always come back to it when you feel a bit more in control of it. So the next one is a situation test / studio test part of the entire design examination funnel. This is my most interesting one and my favorite one because they literally invite you to play along with a bunch of materials. I mean, it can't get more fun than that. I believe as creative people, we have been doing and indulging a bit into craft and arts all from childhood, right? In this phase, it's time to bring the inner child out back again. I feel when you approach it, you need to look at the entire test as a craft activity given to a child. It can be a bit tedious to get all the materials along and find it, go to different shops, but trust me, when it all comes together on the table and you start working and start making models, it's all very much worth it. So whenever you solve question papers, it could be a mix of materials that you have to work through together, right? But whenever you're not doing that, I urge you all to take out some time, make a list of materials based on whatever kind of questions have come in the past, and based on that, take each material individually, go on YouTube and try and find what are some of the ways in which people have used that material in terms of arts and craft. This would, whenever you see that, it will help you broaden your horizons as to how far a single material can go. Whenever you're given that material, your imagination and creativity can be much bolder, and you can create models which are far beyond someone's imagination just because you have an idea as to how to manipulate it in different ways. In this stage, your inner child has to take the center stage because this is literally competition to stand out and think outside of the box as much as possible. This stage actually, I feel, kind of tests how big you can dream, how big you can visualize, how big you can design, and it also tests how much you love design and how much fun you have while you're at it. For this stage, please make sure that you set your creative process and the inner child free, and just don't be afraid to think different and think creatively. In this stage, you need to dream big for sure, but you also need to dream fast. You might be the best one in the room, but if you're not able to manifest that beautiful idea in the time allocated to you and within the materials allocated to you, that big idea won't be of any use. So please make sure whenever you're solving any kind of assignments before this examination, make sure you have a timer. Other than that, never forget to write a concept note because you want to make sure whenever the supervisor comes on your desk and sees your model, that supervisor, he, she, does look at that model through lens or perspective that you want them to look at. It just helps to convey the idea and message and the perspective in which you have done that model a lot better, and I think that increases the chances of you scoring low marks. And one more additional tip would be make sure your desk is clean. I think that will score you some more brownie points as well. So next we have the portfolio plus interviews phase, and this phase not everyone goes through, but it depends on what kind of college you're getting admitted into. It is very important that you don't lose your confidence in an interview. Now it is not a weakness to address and accept any flaws that any of the jurors or interviewers might pick out in your design, but you need to understand that you need to stay true to your journey, and you need to stay true to your and confident about your approach that what you have directed you into creating the piece that you present in. You should believe in that journey of yours and project that confidence whenever you talk about your designs, because that is what makes them understand that you are a confident person and you would be able to even in the future confident in your designs. And if you have a brilliant idea, you would have the capabilities to strengthen it and go pursue it with all your power and faith. So I'd say that is one of the most important things, and don't be disheartened by any kind of negative feedback that you might receive in this phase. Take whatever is important and just leave the rest at it, and you can always start anew. I suggest highly that you keep your portfolio as crisp and sharp as possible. Don't try and increase it in quantity or size. Try to play on the quality aspect a lot more. I mean, just imagine the examiners have been going through multiples of these portfolios and they really want to get to know you faster, right? And understand what your interests are and what you're passionate about. So make sure you do that. And in case, just imagine there's a very elaborate question and answer round and they're discussing any of your works, you would rather prefer that they are discussing a work of yours that you feel confident about, that you have a lot of passion into creating that. So you would have better answers about it, right? So I'd say that is why keeping it crisp and sharp, your portfolio would work out very good for you and will help you make an impact faster and save time, I think. So also, additionally, if you have any kind of works which you've done in unconventional mediums, it could be physical 3D models, or it could be 3D models made digitally, or something you've done in AR. Just to give you an example, if you have any kind of special works, make it a point that you bring those, because that helps you stand apart from the competition a lot faster. I think in this phase, just being you and staying true to what you like and what your interests are is the best thing you could do. Hey, so that brings us to the end of this video. I had so much fun going through this whole entire journey with you guys, and I really hope I could provide you guys with some information and value through this video. I would like to take some time and mention here again that this whole journey of getting into the design college that you want is a very lonely one and can get a bit difficult, and things might not go as expected, but in all these scenarios we need to understand that a particular design college rejecting us because we couldn't match up to their certain expectations, many of the entrance tests that they are giving, does not say anything about how good of a designer you can be, how much efforts you would add in to get better. It can't calculate that. So whatever results that you do get, you should make sure that you are not telling yourself that you're not good for design. You are good for design, and if you have the interest and you have the passion for it, I'm sure you can make and carve out a space for yourself in this field. There are numerous ways that you can get into the design field, and going through a design college is not the only way you can do. So yeah, I hope you guys keep that in mind always, because I personally was so heartbroken when this happened to me, and I felt sad for quite a while, but here I am. I'm very happy in what I do. I'm still in design, and things worked out okay for me. It worked out well for me. So yeah, please keep that in mind, and yeah, keep rocking. So if you guys have any more questions for me, if you want to ask any specific questions that I didn't clear it out in this video, you can definitely always reach out to me on Instagram. And also, if you guys want me to cover any new topic or discuss about something, do drop them in the comment section below. Let me know what you found the most helpful to be, what part of this design journey you are in right now. And yeah, let's get talking. Let's get to know each other a bit. So yeah, I hope you guys take good care of yourself, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.